You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Good morning, and welcome to the Voice of Charity. I'm Phil Zepeda, back in the studio with Katie Breedeman. It's such a pleasure to be with Katie again, and delighted to be with everyone here listening on WNDZ, 750 AM in Chicago, and those watching our live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago. Well, Katie, it's December 20th. Already. Wow. And we want to take this opportunity to extend a very Merry Christmas to everyone tuning into the show today, either on the live stream or on the radio. You may find, may you find renewed joy, peace, and happiness as we celebrate again the miracle of Christ's birth this week. So thank you. Merry Christmas. It's our honor today for this very special show on the Voice of Charity to welcome two members, my partners on the Catholic Charities Executive Leadership Team, to discuss our year in review. So much has happened this year. 2022 truly was a historic year for Catholic Charities, and we look forward to hearing their perspectives on noteworthy challenges, our accomplishments, and plans for the future that have impacted our year.
These talented women work with our President and Chief Executive Officer, Sally Blount, on an ongoing basis to help implement Sally's vision across Catholic Charities. They do an extraordinary job on behalf of everyone that we serve. Gina Cleggs is Senior Vice President of Seniors and Housing, and Mary Anzalotti is Senior Vice President of Immediate Access and Basic Needs. Welcome, Gina and Mary.
Thank you, Phil and Katie. It's wonderful to be here.
So great to have you.
Yes. I'm excited. This is my first radio show for Catholic Charities. I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, we have a confetti cannon behind you, Mary. That'll go off at the end of the show, so don't be startled.
I was looking for the 7:50 a.m. WNDZ sign, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, that's coming. You know, we'll get that in next year's budget. So thank you. It's such a pleasure to have both of you guys here on this show. We're going to have a lot of fun. Gina, I want to start with you, and I want to start with just a number of questions. But let's step away from this for a moment. Tell us in just a minute or two what Catholic Charities does for people in need throughout Cook and Lake counties through its programs.
Sure. Catholic Charities serves nearly 400,000 individuals annually. Many of whom live in most of whom live in underserved neighborhoods throughout Cook and Lake County. We accompany anyone in need, regardless of their faith, their gender, race, or ethnicity. In fact, many of our clients who come through our doors for services are not Catholic. We improve lives and nourish spirits by meeting the need within a faith-based community of respect, compassion, stewardship, and excellence.
So you know with me, as does Mary, that 2022 held a lot for us. We did so much in this past year. From the perspectives of the executive team, what were the main priorities for our clients and for our organization in 2022?
Our main priorities were, for clients to ensure that we accompany them with compassion. It is not always easy for a client to come through our doors and ask for assistance. And so it is very important and a priority that everyone that walks through our doors, that we not just serve them, but that we accompany them. We walk with them on their journey. We listen to them. If they need prayer, we pray with them. And that they feel welcome. And so that is something that it remains a priority for us at Catholic Charities.
And
I think the second...
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
The second thing is that at Catholic Charities, most hierarchical charts, you'll see executive leadership at the top. And it was our priority that we inverted the pyramid. And what I mean by that is that instead of executive leadership being at the top, putting our frontline staff at the top, front and center. And as an executive leadership team, it is important that we're lifting them up, that we support them, and give them every resource that they need to accompany clients on their journey.
So everything that you've just said is so profound, and you did it so well. We know that we had some reorganization or programs realignment inside Catholic Charities, and we're now organized for programs into 4 impact areas. Can you explain, identify what those are, and then talk a little bit about how they're designed to help clients in the most effective ways possible?
Sure. So we did go through a program realignment. The purpose of the program realignment was to, make it more easier for our clients, our stakeholders, our external partners to be able to navigate the organization. And also, it was important that we realigned to really support our staff so that they are, they can become subject matter experts and best serve our clients. So we're divided into 4 impact areas. The first one is immediate access and basic needs. The second one is children, youth, and families, seniors, and then housing. Those are our 4 impact areas. Immediate access and basic needs provides immediate wraparound services for people in crisis. We accompany people to address their basic needs, such as shelter, food, clothing, and we also attempt to connect them to longer-term supports. Our Child, Youth, and Family Services provides holistic transformational services to promote physical and psychological well-being. Our seniors impact area provides at-home community-based services for low-income seniors that foster independence and connection. And our housing impact area provides dignified, subsidized housing for older adults, veterans, and people with disabilities.
And Gina, in addition to being a key advisor to Sally Blount, you're also a very effective hands-on leader at our service sites. You frequently go to our senior buildings and our senior drop-in centers. Can you help our audience better appreciate what an average day is like in one of our senior residences or in one of those senior drop-in centers?
Absolutely. I will say that is my most favorite part of my job is going out to sites, engaging with our staff and with our clients. I just absolutely love it. And it just brings joy to see to my heart to see our services in action. You can go to a site, our adult day service site or a senior center, and you will see our wonderful seniors engaging and fellowshipping over a meal, breakfast. You will see lots of activities at our adult day service program and our senior centers. You will see our seniors, they are playing Wii bowling. They are knitting. They are participating in praise and worship. It is a very warm and engaging, our sites are very warm and engaging, and it just really brings joy to my heart. And at our senior housing sites, you will see and walk by and see one of our residents that is with one of our service coordinators asking about services such as home care services and energy assistance, and really sometimes just a conversation and a cup of coffee. And so it brings a great joy to my heart and really keeps what I do and the importance of what we do front and center.
Well, and Gina, you do it so incredibly well, and the way that you explain accompaniment is so heartwarming and touching, and the picture that it painted in my mind is just so beautiful. So thank you for everything that you do. And Mary, thank you for everything that you do. It's your turn now. I have a question for you, Mary. You ready? Hey, so in addition to regrouping our programs and services, right, this past year, Catholic Charities announced a different way to engage with our donors and our volunteers and benefactors across Cook and Lake counties. And Catholic Charities regional mission boards are more pronounced now and are aligned with the 6 vicariates of the Archdiocese of Chicago. So many people may be familiar with that. The vicariates for the geography of the Archdiocese. Catholic Charities is now capitalizing on that arrangement incredibly well. What are some of the ways in which this initiative is now offering Catholic Charities supporters the opportunity to contribute to our work?
You know, Phil, you know that volunteers are among our greatest assets, right?
Right on.
As Gina said, we invert the pyramid, and our frontline workers are incredible, and our volunteers are right there along with them. And as you can imagine, due to the pandemic, we've not had as many volunteers in the last 2 years as we had in prior years. So regional mission boards offers a great new opportunities for our volunteers to re-engage in our work and start to become involved if you haven't been involved before. And we have service delivery sites from Inglewood to Waukegan. I couldn't really think the A to Z, but I got Inglewood to Waukegan and mostly everywhere in between there. And there's a role and opportunity for anyone that wants to help us. I mean, we can, if you're interested in the food pantry, we need help in the food pantry. If you want to help serve a hot meal to somebody in the homeless, if you want to help in the senior centers that Gina just explained, you know, we have lots and lots of different opportunities. And that is the regional boards are really there to help engage our volunteers and help them figure out the best place to go. Matter of fact, right after the show, I'm heading to St. Mary of Sal in Berwyn to help the Regional Mission Board provide breakfast and Christmas gifts to families in need. So I'm really excited to re-engage with the Region Mission Board. I'm going to do a shameless plug here, Phil.
Go for it.
If anyone's interested, visit ccofchicagovolunteer.com to see a wide range of volunteer opportunities. And this website's it's updated pretty frequently, even weekly. And so again, ccofchicagovolunteer.com.
Great. And thanks for that, Marion. Yeah, you can get there at that web address. You can also go to CatholicCharities.net and click on Engage with Us, and then you click on Volunteer. You'll find a pathway there, too. And also, it just hit me, maybe ALSIP to Zion. You could use that as an A to Z.
I was a little worried about Zion, but I think we can go that far because that is in Lake County. So I think, Phil, you got me on that one.
There you go.
That's a great one, Phil.
Well, thank you. You can feel free to use that. Before we go to break, Gina, I've got this quick question for you. We talk a lot about our new partners groups, right? Can you describe these 3 partner groups in brief, and how are we inviting people to participate in any one or all 3 of these partner groups?
Absolutely. We have established 3 partner groups. The first one is Partners in Mission. This is where you can put your faith into action. You can volunteer on regional levels with clients or regional mission boards, help advocate for Catholic Charities and parishes and other networks, and community opportunities. Our second one is Partners in Giving. This is fund and fundraising through annual giving campaigns. You can attend events. There are opportunities for joining events and committees to provide regular financial support for our mission. And then we have Partners in Prayer. Faith is extremely important to what we do, and you can join formal or informal gatherings of those praying for the success of our work. Submit intentions that are put in our chapel at 721 North LaSalle. Join in prayer for the intentions of clients, partners, and all those associated with Catholic Charities.
So we're going to hear a lot more about the partners groups in the second half of our show here. We're going to throw it to break right now, and we'll come back with Gina and Mary right after this short break. You're listening to The Voice of Charity on WNDZ. We'll be right back.
Catholic Charities has had the privilege of helping people in need in Cook and Lake County for more than 100 years. We would like to take this opportunity to thank our frontline workers who, despite the unprecedented challenges of the past 2 years, continue to excel at their jobs every day. From the warehouse staff members who pack boxes of nutritious foods for low-income seniors, to the dedicated WIC employees who have remained open for families with children under the age of 5, to our volunteers and restaurant partners who ensure that meals are available for those experiencing hunger, to our service coordinators and our professional counselors who continue their vital work in innovative ways, to our food pantry staff, and to all those who work at Catholic Charities Call Center, finding solutions for every person who reaches out to us for help. Charity is at the heart of all you do, and we salute you.
People always say, how can you spend your day with 3-year-olds? Seeing the changes that they go through and just the journey and how they grow, this is a very rewarding job. Even though at the end of the day, we're not the highest paid people on earth. And when I have a parent contact me and say, my child loves school, that to me, I'm setting that foundation for their love of learning. Because really, you are changing lives, you are molding lives.
Shape the next generation of leaders. Teach. Apply today at archchicago.org/schooljobs.
Did you know that Catholic Charities accepts car donations? If you're ready to free up space in your garage and put a stop to all those expenses that go along with owning a car, we will gratefully accept your donation, whether the car is running or not. You choose a pickup time that is convenient for you, and we will make the donation as easy as possible free of charge. You'll receive a charitable donation receipt as well. We accept all types of vehicles nationwide, and you will know that your donation is made to Catholic Charities, an agency you can trust. To learn more about donating your car, call 877-786-4483. That's 877-786-4483. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Breedeman with Phil Zapata in the studio today, and we've got a very special show talking about the 2022 Year in Review for Catholic Charities. With us are two members of Sally Blount's executive team here at Catholic Charities, Gina Cleggs, who's Senior Vice President of Seniors and Housing, and also Mary Ann Zalati, who is Senior Vice President of Immediate Access and Basic Needs. Welcome back, ladies. We're so delighted to have you with us today.
Thank you, Katie. And Phil, we're happy to be here.
And Mary, before the break, we were talking about the new regional mission boards that are being established in the 6 vicariates of the Archdiocese of Chicago to really expand Catholic Charities' work on the regional, local level. In conjunction with the establishment of the regional mission boards, a Charities hub is being established over the next few years. Can you please tell us all about that?
Sure, Katie. This is very exciting. I'm really excited about our Charities Hub. Our plan is to create a system utilizing people, process, and technology. And I know that sounds really like business formal, but what it really means is these 3 things, people, process, and technology, will allow us to more simply accompany anyone in need. For years, Catholic Charities included a call center and financial emergency assistance. These programs are amazing by themselves, and they help refer clients to needed services. But over the next few years, we will create synergy between these programs and other programs to build more robust systems to allow us to better accompany people by creating warm handoffs and by creating services that are needed for all of our people in the Chicago, Cook, and Lake County areas. With a longer-term goal of anyone in Cook and Lake County, they can give Catholic Charities Hub a call or go to one of our sites, and we'll be the go-to information center to connect them, literally connect, not just refer them to any service, be it Catholic Charities or any other provider in the community. We will find solutions for people reaching out in need.
What a wonderful...
That, to me, very exciting.
What a wonderful initiative, Mary, and that will be so thrilling to see that unfold over the next couple years. Can you also tell us about the regional community centers that are being established, starting with the center in Summit?
Yeah, Katie. So we have a lot of exciting things happening in Catholic Charities, and you picked two of the big ones, right? Like these are two really exciting, two very exciting program designs. The regional community centers that we'll be building for the community. It will actually be a physical space, a building that is for our community. It has a variety of services in one location. It's a place for people to gather, people to come to group activities or social support, public information, or other purposes. It will be anchored with a food pantry that resembles more of a grocery store. The building will have beautiful, safe places, including individual offices and lounges, meeting rooms, and services and resources for Catholic Charities and the community's use. The first regional community center, as you mentioned, is planned in Summit, a suburb southwest of the Loop. And those are currently in the development planning stage. And our long-term goal is to have 10 of these regional community centers across Cook and Lake County.
That's pretty amazing, Mary. And, you know, with that and all this other change that we've been going through in the organization, I'd love your personal thinking on this. From your own thinking, do you think, you know, has our mission changed, or how is it adapted with all of this new planning in 2022? Because it's arguably one of the busiest years that we've had from that infrastructure standpoint, or is it just being updated to reflect where we are as an organization? I'd love your thinking.
Yeah, so before I answer that, Phil, I'm actually going to give you a story. Long ago and far away, my sister needed assistance. I'm 14 years difference than her, and she needed assistance with, she was in a tumultuous relationship, was going through a divorce, and she needed assistance with rent. And my family reached out to Catholic Charities on her behalf. And there they were. They were there to help her. They were able to help her stabilize with her two children and become a stay-at-home mom for a little bit until she was able to really focus on what she can do in order to support her children long-term as a single mom. And Catholic Charities really was the springboard for her success. And with that being said, that was years ago. I don't know, probably 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So I would say our mission has not changed. Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Chicago was founded more than a century ago to meet human need through mission of charity. And we still live that every single day. We're an agile organization that adjusts to our services based on the needs of the environment. I would say that, Phil, right? I mean, we are seeing asylum seekers, and we've, focused around them to help that, because that's a need now. But if you go back to the flu pandemic of 1918, we were there for that. After World War II, we changed our services a little bit to meet the needs of that. So in general, I would say definitely our mission has not changed.
Great.
I think Gina said it earlier. We're here to accompany anyone in need, regardless of their faith, their gender, their race, ethnicity. And as she reminded us, that it's not just people that are Catholic that come to our services and receive our services. So we are agile, and we will change services based on the needs of our community and based on what people need, but our mission has not changed.
All great reminders. And Mary, thank you for sharing that personal story.
Beautifully said, Mary. Gina, we'd just like to ask you, in light of all of these wonderful changes at Catholic Charities this year, but a continued focus on our core mission, can I just ask you to share your perspective on when some of the best moments have been for Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Chicago in 2022?
Yes, I think, as I said earlier, I have a love for being out at sites and visiting our staff and clients. And the best moments for me have been to really go out and to see those things happening in action in the midst of change. And it has just been wonderful to see. And so that is something that, as I stated earlier, just brings joy to my heart. I think another best moment for me is when we, as an executive leadership team, engaged in listening sessions with our staff. The entire team went out to various sites and gave staff the opportunity to sign up. And we went out and we sat and we had coffee and we listened. We listened to what they had to say. We listened to feedback. And that just was one of the best moments for me, that us as an executive leadership team, just keeping our staff front and center, went out to various sites on many days to sit and to engage in conversation and to listen and to hear feedback. So that it definitely was a highlight for me in 2022.
That really was such a wonderful team building, unifying experience across the organization, Gina. So many staff members thought it was amazing that you and the executive team were going out to the sites just to listen to what the frontline workers have to say. Is there anything else that you share when you and the executive team members are speaking with civic leaders across Chicago about, the great things happening at Catholic Charities right now? Anything else to add?
Yeah, I think, what I share and the theme is it is an exciting time at Catholic Charities. Catholic Charities in many ways, as we expand opportunities to serve our clients and make it easier to partner and for our friends to join our network. That is the message that I give, is that it is an extremely exciting time at Catholic Charities. And so just it's been a wonderful year. And very blessed to have wonderful staff that rise to the occasion every day of accompanying our clients.
I couldn't agree more.
And to that point, Mary, on the wonderful staff and our beautiful clients, last question for you. You do so much, Mary, with immediate access and basic needs as that group's impact areas leader. Share with us as we go out here a profound story of a client whose needs were met by our amazing frontline staff that's left a mark on you that you've learned about in this past year.
Yeah, there's so many, right? But if I first start with just Thanksgiving, the food pantry helped bring Thanksgiving meals to people's homes. 3,800 Thanksgiving meals were given to people in need. I could only imagine what their Thanksgiving table looked like that day compared to what their meals were prior to Catholic Charities helping them with those meals. And then on Thanksgiving Day, we served another probably 500 hot meals to people in need that came into our site. So that alone, 4,000 plus meals on Thanksgiving Day, and then the thousands and thousands of gifts that we are handing out during this Christmas time. I was at the site in Blue Island to see the children receive a gift and a hot meal and their families, and it was joyful. It was joyful. If you think of a story, I actually have one very similar to my sister, actually, but a 24-year-old called Catholic Charities. She had 2 children. She was homeless for over 6 months, and it was starting to get cold. She was hungry. She was scared. She didn't know what to do with her children. They were young. So she entered our homeless prevention program, who connected her with food and shelter and clothing and counseling services. And they soon learned that she didn't have a high school diploma, which meant that she was going to have limited ability to find decent work. So they connected her with a program, and they helped her create a study plan, and they helped her find the right services for her children, and they got her older child into school. And she actually ended up getting her high school diploma, right? At 24, she got her high school diploma. And then she found a job and got promoted 2 months later because of her incredible motivation and her will for the children. She's now currently employed, supporting herself and her children. She's going to counseling on a regular basis, and her and children are enrolled in childcare and proper school.
So amazing, Mary. We're running out of time here, so I wanna thank you for sharing that story. And Gina, both of you, thank you so much for being on the show and explaining all the different ways that Catholic Charities makes an impact on the people of Cook and Lake counties.
I also want to thank you, Gina and Mary, for being with us today. You do an extraordinary job, and we're so grateful to have you in key leadership positions at Catholic Charities. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you both.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all.
And we also just want to remind everybody that we have a year-end appeal. We'd be so grateful for your support. Please visit CatholicCharities.net or call 312-948-6087 to donate over the phone. Again, we wish you and your families a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
And we thank you
everyone.
so much for tuning in today and believing in the mission of Catholic Charities.